Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in the 16th episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I share my thoughts on the recently released Malayalam Epic, Malik, written, directed, and edited by Mahesh Narayanan, starring Fahad Fasil, Nimisha Sajayan, Vinay Fort, and a whole literal village. Jesus, what a movie Malik is. And I have no shame in admitting that I'm proud of the fact that I came up with this line. And when you watch the film, you will know what I'm talking about. And maybe then you will not think that I'm self-aggrandizing here. Or maybe you will. Both are fair assumptions as far as I'm concerned. You must have come across words like saga or epic used to describe movies. And Malik is definitely one such movie. The film is about the life of a godfather-like figure called Ali Ikka, aka Ahmed Ali Suleiman Malik, set in a fictional coastal town in Kerala called Ramadapalli. And with such a film comes familiar story patterns, the rise of the patriarch, usually through unlawful means, in a universe that is largely unjust, aka the actual universe. Then we have the cementing of his status as a savior of the meek, and finally, the decline or the fall of the Savior. And through this arc are interwoven incidents of friends becoming foes, betrayal, love, joy, accomplishments, failure, loss, redemption, and so much more. Basically, it is a story of a life lived large in terms of ambition. And more importantly, it is a story of a life that has impacted several hundreds of lives. In other words, it is a story of the life of a Malik. Malik, Nayakan, Godfather, you get the idea. But to know the story beats and to execute them to the point that the end product becomes a masterpiece are two wildly different things. And Mahesh Narayanan manages to do the latter here. The universe that he manages to create is rich, organic, and authentic. I know it is set in a fictional village, but I don't think it would be very hard to accept that a real village called Ramadapalli existed on the Kerala coast. And that's because the issues faced by the village are what most coastal villages and sometimes the entire country tend to face. And the issues faced by Ramadapalli that Mahesh chooses to showcase are almost all existential in nature. Government projects which would lead to the evacuation of an entire coastal community, natural disasters, politicians stoking communal tension, a good system of laws and governance that has unfortunately never been implemented as intended and instead is abused to no end. These are some of the issues that Mahesh chooses to interweave into his narrative, and he does it all marvelously well. And what's more, these are not just the issues that are faced by Ramadapalli, but as the progenitor of this village, these are the issues that are faced by Ali Ikka himself. He is sometimes the reason why these issues arise, and other times he is the only force that holds these issues at bay from annihilating Ramadapalli. Fahad Fasil as Ali Ikka, along with Nimisha Sajayan as his wife Rosalind, are the soul of this film. And this brilliant power couple has to be mentioned together because throughout the film, we get to see the role that Rosalind plays in the life of Ali Ikka and her contribution in his evolution from a smuggler to the savior of Ramadapalli. And this goes both ways because as intelligent and idealistic as Rosalind is, she also has the impatience and naivete of youth in some cases. And this is where Ali's personality complements hers perfectly. By helping her bring her ideas to fruition, by injecting pragmatism and wisdom into the proceedings. Moving on to other characters, in short, I can confidently say that not one character feels out of place with respect to the universe that it inhabits. The film, in fact, feels like a novel with each character that comes on screen, adding more and more to this universe, making it richer as they push the story forward. And to bring to life such brilliant characters, you need stellar talent, and that this film has in droves. Looking at the writing on the whole, there are a bunch of themes that the writer Mahesh focuses on. The major ones being religion, politics, the justice system, humanity, and family, along with the holy or unholy combinations that arise from the mixing of two or more of these entities. Like when religion mixes with humanity, the resulting mix is a holy one that serves as a unifying force and one that brings progress and development to the people. And similarly, when religion mixes with politics, the resulting mix is one that causes division, sometimes even amongst the dearest of friends and family. In another case, we have a character that just cannot look past her own morality that arises from her humanity at the good that a person who's decidedly greyish in nature does. I also like the fact that for this character, her morality is her guiding force and she never wavers from her path. In fact, she serves as an asset to the system when it wants to eliminate a thorn in their side through lawful means, and in another instance, when the system resorts to unlawful acts to accomplish its goal, she refuses to support it. These examples, along with a bunch more, adorn this beautiful film as gems would a golden crown. And finally, from a craft point of view, this film is superlative. Enough said. On the whole, Malik is a saga, an extensive narrative that manages to both tell the story and capture the souls of all its characters. And it does this without ever feeling too long or laggy. Forget the film format for a moment. If you're a fan of stories, this movie is one that you should definitely watch. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening.